Have you ever tried the mirror ritual? It's simple. You just have to stare into a mirror for 2 minutes, and at the end of it, your wish will come true. Some people believe that this ritual is real, while others don't. But what happens when you mix the power of the universe with the law of attraction? Well, today I'm going to tell you a story about a woman who did this ritual, and her wish wasn't an easy one. It all started when she was getting ready for bed. She stared into her mirror, which reflected her tired face back at her. The woman had brown hair that reached down to her waist, framing a face with deep-set eyes and high cheekbones. Her skin was pale, almost translucent, and her lips were naturally a deep red. Despite her beauty, she couldn't help but feel a sense of emptiness inside. She felt alone in the world, even though she was surrounded by people who loved her. For years, she had put her trust in material possessions to fill the void, buying new clothes, expensive jewelry, and luxury cars. But nothing seemed to make a lasting difference. Then she came across an old book in her grandmother's attic that spoke of a powerful mirror ritual that could attract anything you desire. Intrigued and desperate for change, she decided to try it out. On that fateful night, she followed the instructions outlined in the book to the letter. She lit up some incense, placed the mirror on the floor, and stood before it facing the reflection of her bedroom. As midnight approached, she began the countdown. 1 minute passed, then the other. And just as she was about to give up hope, something extraordinary happened. A portal opened behind her reflection and beckoned her forward. Fear and excitement battled within her, but curiosity got the best of her, and she stepped through. On the other side, she found herself in a world that was a reflection of her own, except everything was slightly different. For one, the sky was filled with 2 moons instead of 1. The air crackled with energy, and she could feel the very essence of magic all around her. Houses looked like something straight out of a fairy tale, and fantastical creatures roamed freely. At that moment, she knew she had entered a realm where anything was possible. As she ventured deeper into this magical land, she came across a towering castle made of pure white marble. Its spires reached towards the double moons, and intricate carvings adorned its walls. The castle emanated an aura of power and mystery, and she couldn't resist the urge to explore it further. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shadows, and the woman instinctively took a step back in surprise. The newcomer was tall and regal, with an air of authority that commanded respect. His features were sharp and angular, and his eyes glistened with an otherworldly light. He wore a long, flowing robe that added to his enigmatic charm. Something about his presence both intrigued and intimidated her, and she couldn't help but wonder who he was and what role he played in this strange new world. "Welcome to the land of reflections," the mysterious figure said, his voice echoing with power. "I am the guardian of this realm, and I have been expecting your arrival." The woman was taken aback by his words. How did he know she was coming? Had someone sent him? Or was he simply all-knowing? Before she could ask questions, the guardian continued. "You have entered this realm through the mirror, and that means you have great power over your destiny." The woman was confused. What did the guardian mean? How did being in this place give her power over her destiny? Before she could respond, the guardian held up a hand, and a mirror appeared in his palm. It was no ordinary mirror. Its surface rippled like water, and she could see fragments of other worlds within its depths. "This is a mirror of truth," the guardian explained, "and it will show you the path you are destined to walk." He handed the mirror to the woman, and as she gazed into its depths, she saw visions of her future. She saw herself living a life of luxury and power, but also saw the emptiness and loneliness that came with it. She saw herself pursuing her dreams and making a positive impact on the world, but also saw the sacrifices and challenges that stood in her way. The mirror showed her the possibilities that lay ahead, but ultimately, it was up to her to decide which path to take. The guardian spoke again, his voice echoing in her mind. "Your destiny is yours to shape, but you must be willing to pay the price. The path of luxury and power comes at a great cost, as does the path of dreams and sacrifice. Which path will you choose?" The woman stood frozen, torn between the conflicting visions. On one hand, she desired the comfort and ease of the luxurious path. The thought of living a life of ease and luxury was appealing, but at what cost? Was she willing to compromise her values and dreams for material possessions and fleeting pleasures? Then she thought of the second path, the path of dreams and sacrifice. This path promised challenges and hardships, but also the satisfaction of a life well lived. It offered the chance to make a difference in the world and to pursue her passions, no matter the cost. The woman's heart pounded in her chest as she weighed the options. She knew that whichever path she chose, there would be consequences. But deep down, she knew that the price of luxury and power was too high a cost to pay. With newfound determination, she turned to the guardian and said, "I choose the path of dreams and sacrifice." The guardian nodded, a hint of pride in his eyes. "Then so be it," he declared. "The path you have chosen is fraught with challenges, but you shall not walk it alone." As if on cue, a majestic white horse appeared beside them, its coat gleaming in the ethereal light. "Mount up, child of destiny," the guardian said, extending a hand to help her. "We have far to go before we reach your destination." And without wasting any more time, they hopped onto the horse and disappeared into the distance. The woman soon realized that the guardian wasn't just helping her reach her destination, he was testing her along the way. They faced many obstacles, each designed to push her to her limits and see if she was truly worthy of the path she had chosen. There were moments when she wanted to give up, but the guardian was always there to encourage her to keep going. They crossed rushing rivers, climbed treacherous mountains, and ventured through dark and dangerous forests. Through it all, the woman's determination never wavered. She pushed herself beyond what she thought was possible, proving to herself that she was stronger and more capable than she had ever imagined. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, they arrived at their destination. Standing before them was a beautiful cottage nestled in a clearing. The cottage was small but cozy, with a thatched roof and walls made of stone. Smoke curled from its chimney and the sound of birdsong filled the air. It was everything the woman had dreamed of, a place where she could finally feel at peace. The guardian turned to her, his eyes twinkling with pride. "You have proven yourself worthy of the path you have chosen," he said. "This cottage is your reward. Here you will find everything you need to live a life of purpose and fulfillment." Overwhelmed with gratitude, the woman threw her arms around the guardian's waist and thanked him for his guidance and support. She knew that without his help, she would never have been able to reach this point. As the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the clearing, the woman took a deep breath and stepped into her new home. Inside, she found everything she needed to start her new life. There was a warm fire crackling in the hearth, fresh food in the pantry, and a comfortable bed in the bedroom. It was as if the cottage itself had been waiting for her, anticipating her every need. As the days turned into weeks, the woman settled into her new life. She spent her time tending to the garden, cooking meals, and reading books. She felt a sense of peace and contentment that she had never known before. The cottage was not just a physical dwelling, it was a sanctuary for her soul. One evening, as she sat by the fire, the woman couldn't help but reflect on how far she had come. She had braved countless obstacles and made difficult choices to reach this point. But looking back, she wouldn't trade it for the world. She had found her true self in the process and was grateful for the journey that had led her there. As the years went by, the woman's story spread throughout the land, inspiring others to follow their dreams and take risks. She became known as a symbol of courage and determination, and people from all over came to visit her and seek her wisdom. Although she had achieved everything she had ever wanted, she never forgot the importance of helping others. She knew that everyone had a unique path to follow, and she was happy to lend a listening ear and offer advice whenever she could. In the end, the woman's story is a reminder that with hard work, dedication, and a willingness to embrace the unknown, anything is possible. All you have to do is dare to dream big and take the necessary steps to make those dreams a reality.